Perfect. Next, you move to communication. Now tell the client to remember we spoke about three things: communication, money, and sex.
Money and sex.
Right? Now, one form of communication we have already spoken about, which is love languages, because love language is communication, how you communicate love, right? But we can have a broader classification of communication in terms of how we receive and interpret information and how we give out information. So let's take up how we receive information first. What do I mean by how we receive information? Any idea?
Listening part.
Anyone else?
Meaning we take from an incident communication.
So we can actually take a literal meaning out of the communication, or we can be more inferential.
Gestures. Okay.
No, so we are not talking about non-verbal gestures over here. Even through words can be taken literally or inferentially. What I mean by that is, for example, have you ever come across a situation where you congratulated someone for a dress that they were wearing? You went and told someone that you're looking really nice today, but you were being sarcastic, and the person could not understand the sarcasm. They said thank you to you and they walked away as if they were really looking good. So while verbally you gave them words which meant you are looking good today, but there was a hint of sarcasm in the voice which was inferential. They did not understand the inference. They took the words literally. There are also places where you will genuinely tell someone you are looking good today, but they would take it inferentially and they will ask you, सीधे बोलना काम क्या है? So now that's becoming a bit more inferential. Is the idea between literal and inferential clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Now, can you think of how this would create problems in relationships? But before that, can each of you think of instances of literal? And remember, literal is how people are receiving information, not how they are giving out information. So one example I've given you, you said someone, you told someone, तुम अच्छे दिख रहे हो, and the other person took it literally by going with words rather than the sarcasm. Can you give me more examples like this where someone has been literal, either you or someone else?
Once I told my friend, she is doing PhD, but she's facing so many problems in that and not able to complete it. So I told her that, अरे PhD क्या है, तुम तो B.Ed भी कर लोगी. So she told me, अरे मैडम आप तो बस मेरी यूं ही तारीफ करते रहते हो. So that was basically that leave PhD and do B.Ed. But she was taking it in a literal meaning and she was saying कि नहीं आप मेरी तारीफ करते रहते हो.
Correct. Anyone else?
There's a neighbor of mine. She's very slim and trim, but she has a habit of, like, I'm a little bit stout on the heavier side. So she says, "Hi, Sneeta, kitni patli ho rahi hai, kitni ho rahi hai." Whereas I know she's not, she doesn't mean, but then I have to say thank you to her. What I'll say, thank you. ठीक है, अंदर से मैं हंसती हूँ, क्या बोल रही है ये? So where does this category come?
Literal and inferential is what's happening in your head because you are the one receiving the information.
I know that
over
she
here.
doesn't mean what she says. She's being maybe sarcastic or just for the heck of it, she's just complimenting me.
Correct, but she is irrelevant in literal and inferential because she's the one giving out information.
Yeah.
Literal and inferential
How
is
I am
about
perceived.
how you are perceiving. So when she says you are looking slim and trim,
Hmm.
if you take the words literally, then literal. And if you feel पता नहीं क्या बोल रही है, क्यों बोल रही है, झूठ
Because
बोल रही
that's
है.
not true. Because
Correct, which is whatever it is, but the fact that you have that thought process going on in your head, with her you are being inferential.
Okay.
Clear? So the idea is not why are you being inferential or why are you being literal. The idea is when the information comes, in that instance, do you take the information at its face value?
How you process it.
Correct. How you are processing it, or are you taking it inferentially?
So I give one example. So one of the couples, अब तो divorce हो गया उनका, but जब वो आए थे तो he said कि my wife तो बस समझती नहीं है कुछ, अभी मेरे देवर, इसके देवर का फोन आया था, मैंने कहा ले बात कर ले, तो देवर सेठ की और भाभी जी कितना तंग कर रहे हो आप भाई साहब को, एंड शी मेड सच अ सीन आउट ऑफ इट कि मैं कोई, तुमने ही बोला होगा कि मैं तंग कर रही हूँ, बल्कि ये जोक ही होता है एक तरीके से कि हस्बैंड वाइफ के लिए जोक बनते ही हैं कि हस्बैंड कितना तंग है, पर उसने बिल्कुल लिटरल ले लिया उसको एकदम।
So that's a good example of how something as simple can create such a big problem in relationships.
हाँ, शी वाज सो लिटरल, मुझे एकदम वो याद आ रही है।
Anyone else that you can think of? बच्चों के
So
साथ, हाँ सॉरी बोलिए.
there was like not a married couple, but they were quite committed to getting married, and like no, they were discussing everything about how the marriage would take process and all that len den kya hona and everything. So the boy's family was completely against taking any dowry, but no, just हंसी मजाक में the mother ended up saying कि नहीं हमारे लड़के की तो इतनी वैल्यू है तो इतना तो बनता है. So this got the girl quite triggered, and she ended up having an argument with the person because कि नहीं मतलब what is this, पहले तो आप लोग ने ऐसा कहा था, now this is what we are listening. So no, the boy tried explaining कि अरे ऐसा नहीं है, she was just joking about it, but yes, this infuriated the girl, and they had a conflict about it.
So something that was supposed to be taken inferentially be taken literally.
Yeah.
बट
Have-
सर इसमें तो then it is inferential, it is not literal.
No, so this was a joke between the mother and the son, and the son just ended up telling this to the girl,
Okay.
which of course the mother kept saying कि नहीं अरे हर चीज क्यों बता देते हो, it's just the inside fun that we are having. And because he ended up telling this to the girl, so the girl got really mad at the boy कि नहीं यार ये क्या है, this is not what I was expecting. So like this is just a joke that was shared inside the house, and I'm just sharing it कि भाई हंसी मजाक वाली बात है, not that we are actually asking you for something.
Basically, the idea is with literal people, when you are saying something which you assume they need to understand, please clarify to them in advance. Right? You will notice this happening with kids many a times. You will tell a child, कपड़े घड़ी करके रख देना. वो जहां पे रखे थे वहीं पे कपड़े घड़ी करके रख देंगे, कबर्ड के अंदर नहीं रखेंगे. And when you shout at them, and when you
घड़ी करके मतलब
फोल्ड करके,
फोल्ड करके,
ओके,
सो वो कपड़े फोल्ड करके वहीं पे रख देंगे जहाँ पे आपने पहले रखा था, वो कबर्ड के अंदर नहीं रखेंगे. एंड देन पेरेंट्स गेट वेरी एंग्री कि कबर्ड में क्यों नहीं रखा. द चाइल्ड इज लाइक आपने बोला था फोल्ड करके रखो, मैंने रख दिया, आपने तो ना बोला था कबर्ड में रखना है. एंड पेरेंट्स थिंक चिल्ड्रन आर बीइंग ओवर स्मार्ट. दे आर नॉट बीइंग ओवर स्मार्ट, दे वर जस्ट बीइंग लिटरल. Right? Is the idea of literal clear?
Yes.
Examples of inferentials?
But inferential, we can say you don't mean what you say.
Inferential is you don't listen to what is said to you, you give a different interpretation to it. Literal and inferential is not about what they are saying, it's about how someone is interpreting.
Distorted or something.
so is it that type, like sir, if somebody says कि आज तो अच्छी लग रही हो, so do you mean मैं आज ही अच्छी लग रही हूँ, रोज नहीं लगती हूँ?
So it will be either do you think that मैं आज ही अच्छी लग रही हूँ, सीधे बोलना आज क्या काम है, आज क्यों इतने अच्छे से बात कर रहे हो मुझसे.
नहीं मतलब बाकी दिन नहीं अच्छी लगती.
हाँ मैं वो, तो all three of them are examples of inferential.
Inferential, okay.
So I think in English we call it reading between the lines, constantly reading only
Correct.
between the lines.
So those people who are reading between the lines. You know, when at times there's someone who is working with you, you give them step-by-step instructions because you want to make their life easier. And they turn around and they tell you, you don't trust me na, to do the job well.
Yeah, ये तो बहुत होता है.
So that's inferential. Because you gave them step-by-step words, they did not take the step-by-step instructions. In their head, the analysis was happening कि मुझे step-by-step दे क्यों रहा है? कुछ तो purpose है इसके पीछे. So maybe he or she thinks that I'm dumb and I can't do it on my own. Any questions on this now?
No.
No? All right. So literal और inferential के meanings clear है?
Yes.
Now the important thing is none of us are completely literal, none of us are completely
हाँ, मैं
inferential.
यही कह रही थी कि दोनों ही होंगे.
दोनों ही होंगे. There are factors that determine whether we will be literal or whether we will be inferential. What are those factors?
Our experience with the other person.
Questions.
Okay. What else? If you have to break it into like categories. Tell me, if you trust someone, would you be more literal or more inferential?
Literal.
Literal.
Do we all agree with this? Yes, no?
Yes.
So higher the trust, more literal we become. Lower the trust, more inferential we become. So a good example is if my very good friend whom I trust completely comes and tells me that let's go out for a party, I'll probably not read between the lines. But if my competitor who I completely distrust tells me let's go for a party, I'll probably think 10 times कि क्यों लेके जाना चाहता है मेरे को. So the greater the trust, the higher is the chance of a person being literal. The lesser the trust, the greater the chance that the person will be inferential. And that's why one person can be literal with one person and inferential with another person. Right? So you will notice this. There are times when your partners may become very literal towards you, but will be very critical and analytical about someone else's behavior.
Okay, so can I give an example and can you help me कि I've understood it well enough or not?
बोलिए.
So suppose and if the trust level is high and someone tells me that चल आज बाहर चलते हैं, and then मैं थकी हुई हूँ, मेरा मन नहीं है, and I'm like नहीं आज मन नहीं है. And if the same question is asked by someone who I'm not that close with, and they ask and I am not able to deny, and I'm like किसी और दिन चलेंगे, and I'm not able to clearly tell them no. So will this example fit here?
No, in both cases, you have taken the information literally that they want you to go out.
Okay, it's on how we receive information.
Correct.
And not
So,
our reply to it.
no. So
Okay.
suggestibility or how we receive information is how my mind is processing information. What I plan to do with that is a separate thing altogether. So to give you an example, let's say someone comes and tells me you're looking good today, right? Now the possibilities are I listen to them, I take them at their face value, right? And now that I've taken it at face value, so internally I'm feeling good, but I want them to feel even better, right? So I tell them, नहीं बता ना क्या करना है, अपन चलते हैं कहीं पे, मैं तेरे को कहीं लेके जाता हूँ जहाँ पे तू ये कपड़े खरीद सकता है. So while I have taken them literally, because I have a motive associated to make them feel good, my response is changing to them, right? So suggestibility, or what we are talking about in terms of how we receive information, is not about how I'm responding to you. It's about how I'm processing information in my head, which is what makes it a bit tricky because you don't know how to read people's minds. So technically, your reference point may still be the behavior, right? But you want to create a differentiation because at times people think differently, then an analysis happens in their mind, and then they respond in a slightly different way. So they can be literal in the way they take in information and inferential in the way they give out information. Is that clear for all of us? Here we are only talking about how they are processing information in their head, right? Trust is clear? This is one of the reasons why kids generally are very literal when it comes to parents. वो बात अलग है कि उनको गाली पड़ती है फिर पेरेंट्स उस चक्कर में. The child is actually getting punished for trusting the parents more. If your level of interest is high in a particular area, you would be literal or inferential?
Literal.
Literal.
If your level of interest is high, would you like to read, would you like to understand things from multiple angles, or would you just want to understand it from one point?
One point.
Multiple angles.
If you're
Multiple
interested,
angles.
multiple angles. So if I'm interested in something, I want to explore it more. I want to understand it more. I want to analyze it more because it's my area of interest. So higher the area of interest, level of interest, the greater is the chance of being inferential. Lower the level of interest, greater is the chance of being literal. So to give you an example, okay, so this is an example that I generally give. So between me and Misbah, I am someone who trusts her completely. So to that extent, I'm more literal with her, right? Now when she gives me instructions related to kitchen, now to care I know, but earlier when she would give me instructions related to kitchen, if she would say दूध को fridge में रख देना, I would only keep दूध in refrigerator. I would not look at vegetables and other things that are supposed to be kept in the refrigerator. Why not? Because I trust her completely. And second, I have no interest in kitchen. So whatever she said is exactly what I do. I don't have to apply my mind to it. But when it comes to, let's say, talking about training or hypnosis, while I trust her completely, these are my areas of interest. So when she talks to me about these areas, I would really want to understand it from multiple angles. It would be rare for her to find someone who's more inferential than I am in those areas. Because my level of interest is very high. So whatever she says, I want to analyze it and understand it from multiple angles. Right? So when she's designing a workshop and when she's coming up with ideas कि हम लोग इस तरीके से apply कर सकते हैं. So I'll not take it only from the angle from which she's saying. I would like to read it from different angles. What are the possible reasons why she's talking about this? Are there other things that we can do? Is there a particular reason why she could have probably not looked at other options? Does that make sense? Yes. So that's how your partner may be literal in one area and maybe inferential in another area. Because while they trust you, their level of interest in the two areas can be very different. Completely clear?
Sir?
Hmm.
But then this sometimes create problem between the couples ke, for example, if a boy is very literal for the information, like step by step, and the girl is very inferential kind of person, and then the girl says ke babysitting kab tak karti rahu teri, ke step by step har cheez batati rahu. Now this creates conflict between the partner, right?
Okay. First, the girl is inferential doesn't mean how she gives out information. Okay. So we are not talking about that. So I'm clarifying again and again. We are only talking about how people receive information. So if you're saying girl is inferential, that means she's receiving information inferentially. That doesn't mean that she also gives out information inferentially.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's quite possible that a girl who's inferential, when she is giving instructions to the boy, understands that the boy needs to be given instructions literally.
Yes.
And she may give the instructions literally also. It's just whether she understands this or not. Many a times when people say कि कब तक babysit करूं, they say it because they feel that the other person is not willing to learn.
Okay.
Here the question is not willingness. Here the question is that's how their mind is processing. You have to clarify it to them. So for example, when I spoke about matters related to kitchen, right? What Misbah did was Misbah one day sat with me and told me that Nitin, whenever I say something about kitchen, I want you to apply your mind and read between lines.
Okay.
Now that's smart because you're literally telling a literal be inferential.
Okay. So basically, the girl needs to be corrected or understand the thing, right?
It's not the girl needs to be, it's who's coming to you for a session. So for example, if the girl is coming to you for a session saying कि मैं परेशान हो गई उसको babysit करते करते,
हाँ.
then obviously the girl understanding that the person is being literal will help her because she would not get frustrated with that. The frustration is not about the other person not understanding. The frustration at times is about the other person not wanting to understand. Okay. Now here, when you tell them that that's how their mind processes, it's not whether they want to understand or not. That's how their mind is processing. So you just have to add that one line ahead. Okay, I'm telling you this, but it means I want you to apply your mind.
Okay.
Right. Now let's say the boy comes for a session. In this case, and the boy comes and tells you, my partner gives me instructions step by step. I do what she asks me to do, and then she tells me कि देखो मैं babysit कब तक करूँ. Now this is very frustrating because I am doing what she's asking me to do. Right? Then you have to, then when you explain him the literal and inferential, you have to tell him that probably it's a good idea for you to go and speak to your partner and find out what does she actually mean when she says something, because maybe she's expecting you to apply your mind and you've not been able to understand that.
Okay.
So for us, the idea is not who has to be corrected. The person who comes for the session is the person that you're working with.
Yes, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Is this clear for all of us?
Yes.
But are you clear how this could be creating a lot of conflict in relationships?
Yes.
And then last is mental exhaustion. What do you mean by mental exhaustion?
Tiredness.
So how mentally exhausted a person is, how mentally tired a person is. If a person is highly mentally tired, so higher exhaustion, would it be literal or inferential?
Literal.
In order to infer information, you need to have mental capacity. If you are mentally exhausted, then there is no capacity to be inferential. So then you become literal. कभी हुआ है, you were in the middle of a fight, you felt so mentally exhausted that you told the partner सीधे बोलना क्या काम है यार. Right? So you are now asking for literal information because you know that your mind cannot process inferential information right now.
But sir, there are also times when if a person has had a very exhausting day and the mental capacity is not so much at that point, coming back home and maybe just given literal statements also, because this person is already feeling so exhausted. I've had a lot of clients who end up thinking very negatively, who end up perceiving and interpreting everything negatively, which actually leads to a lot of conflicts in the marital relationship.
Give me an example.
Like I was saying that if a person has already had a very overwhelming day at work and this person comes back and just the fact that the partner says something that maybe you came on time today, कि नहीं अरे वाह आज आप time पे आ गए, just for example, right? This person can actually feel quite pissed कि नहीं अब ना आऊँ क्या, problem क्या है तुम लोग की. She was being literal, he became inferential.
So अब सोच के मुझे बताओ कि between the three factors that you have spoken about, what has happened?
Mental exhaustion.
So mental exhaustion तो एक ही है ना, but there are three factors, remember? All three of them play together. It's not that one plays in isolation with another. So if I trust someone completely, see, remember the first is the trust.
Right.
That is the priority. No matter how much of level of interest I have or don't have, whether I'm mentally exhausted or not, if I don't trust someone, the chances that my mind would first jump to inference is very high. Right? But if I trust someone, and I am mentally exhausted, then I would probably take them literally. So Pratishtha, with what you have said, if the person is already having trust issues with the person who has made that comment, right, then the mind has already processed that information without really needing to put any effort in it. They already have this idea that I can't trust this person, so whatever this person says, opposite of that.
Okay.
And therefore you will also notice in a family there are fights. So there are places where in a family a person would walk in, the same statement in the same mental state would be spoken by two different people, and the interpretation that the person takes out are very different.
Right.
So the difference is, while in both cases the level of mental exhaustion was the same, but the trust level with the person who spoke the sentence was different.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so the three factors play in association with each other. Trust is the priority one. Second becomes level of interest, and third becomes mental exhaustion. Actually, level of interest and mental exhaustion would be probably on equal footing. But trust is important. Unless you trust someone, you will probably not want to take them literally. So if you are in a situation where you don't trust someone and you're very mentally exhausted, either you will take the information inferentially or you may not, मतलब you may bypass the information की बाद में बात करेंगे. Is this idea clear? Yes, no?
So,
बोलिए.
sometimes marital conflict can lead to anxiety also when either first you don't know how to react to it, what to do with it, or sometimes due to helplessness. So anxiety is it a state of mental exhaustion?
No. Anxiety, mental exhaustion is when you are just mentally exhausted because there are too many things happening in your mind. Anxiety is the effect of it, which is how your body is responding to that.
Yeah.
But anxiety is not necessarily a result of mental exhaustion.
Okay, and if the marital conflict has led to a lot of aggression, is that a mental exhaustion?
Again, aggression is a consequence of mental exhaustion, but that's not mental exhaustion. Aggression can also be without mental exhaustion. So while one can lead to another, they are not equal.
So to understand mental exhaustion, can you say that when you're extremely tired, or you don't want to work on it, or you think it is useless to work on it, it is a kind of mental exhaustion?
No, mental exhaustion is when you're mentally tired, period. Mental tiredness can be because of anything else. So it's not that I'm mentally tired because of my relationship and therefore I don't want to work in the relationship. It could be I was working in the office, I had to process a lot of data today. By the time I reached home, my mind was exhausted with that data and therefore I was in a literal state. So it has nothing to do with the particular situation in which the client is right now. It's about what their mental state is overall. So for example, when you're in the workshop, there's so much information that you're processing. By the time you finish the workshop, at times there's a feeling कि अभी थोड़ी देर के लिए मुझे सिर्फ अकेले बैठना है. I just want to allow that information to digest. That means your mind is exhausted with the information overload. We are only looking at information overload making the mind exhausted. It's not necessarily related to that area. It's mental exhaustion overall in that moment.
Okay. Got it.
Is this clear for everyone? All of us?
Yes.
Yes, no?
Yes.
Perfect. Any questions about literal and inferential right now? So what you will do is, when the client, after you've completed love languages, you will tell the client that, now that we have spoken about love languages, I want you to do a couple of activities. One would be observe what your partner complains the most about. What do you complain the most about? And if possible, do the love language test. Once the client says yes to this homework, then you tell them, now that we have spoken about love language, which is one form of communication, I want to bring your awareness to another form of communication in terms of how we receive information. And we can receive information in two ways, literal and inferential. right? Give them some examples of literal. Give them some examples of inferential. Ask them for their experiences where they have come across people who have been literal or inferential, or they have been literal or inferential in different situations. The
Please
asking,
write it down because we're not good.
can you say that again?
Can you write it down step by step because I'm not able to follow.
Okay.
Now that you've known about the love languages.
So आपने love language explain कर दिया उनको? Then you give them homework. Homework would include Yep, sorry. So I was saying, so then there would be homework. The first homework would be assess what your partner complains the most about. Second, what you complain the most about. Third, love language test. So these three things will give clients a greater understanding of their love language, the love language of their partner, and then how to proceed from there. Is that clear?
Yes.
Perfect. After this, you will tell the clients that now that you have discussed about love languages, which is one form of communication, let me bring your awareness to another form of communication, which is how we receive and interpret information. Clear?
Yes.
Now, in that you will first explain to them literal and inferential. Second, take examples from them about literal and inferential. So tell them that, can you think of instances in your life where you have been literal or someone you know has been literal, where you have been inferential and someone that you know has been inferential. These examples are important to understand whether they've understood the idea of literal and inferential or not. And please keep in mind, we are talking about how we receive information. So what's happening in your head, not how you're giving out information. Is this clear?
Yes.
Then explain to them the determining factors. That while we have taken examples of literal and inferential, you understand how in some situations we have been literal, in some situations we have been inferentials. What determines whether we are literal or inferential are these three factors: trust, level of interest, and mental exhaustion. Is this clear till here? Any questions on this till here? Yes, no?
No.
And then in the end, ask the client, what have you learned from love languages? Key learnings from today's session. How would you apply these learnings in the coming week? Is this clear? Yes. Now, any questions? So this is your second session. Starts with recap. You complete whatever has been left in the previous session. Then you explain the love languages. Ask them what is their understanding if they've had a situation in their life where this love languages has played up. Ask them to assess what their partner complains the most about, what they complain the most about. Ask them to do the love language test. This is homework. Then tell them, let's talk about how we receive information, explain literal inferential, take examples from them, explain them the determining factors, key learnings. Then you will ask them what are the learnings for today's session and how would they apply the learnings in the coming week. This is to help them internalize the learnings from the session. This will also give you what their homework should be in the coming week. Are we completely clear till here? Yes, no?
Yes.
So I'm sharing
Nitin,
this in the group.
this will be session 2 or session 3?
This is session 2. See, madam, I'm saying
including
session,
communication.
Correct. I'm saying session 2, but you have to kind of check. Sometimes what happens is clients are very receptive, so you're able to cover all of this in one session. There are times when you may need to break the session a bit because the client has more questions and they're taking more time. So I'm giving you the flow from an average session by session point of view. The flow will remain the same, but whether you will do it in the second session or a part of it will go into the third session will depend upon how much time is the client requiring. But the flow will remain the same. Is that clear? Yes, no?
How much time should it take? 1 hour?
A session would be around 1 hour.
Time should each session take?
Session would be around 1 hour.
1.5.
1 hour. 1 hour.
1 hour.
But if you've already started a topic and you want to finish it and therefore you want to take it forward, then it can be 1.5 hours also. But generally you plan for an hour. Is that clear? So I've shared it on your WhatsApp group.
Like, take examples from them. We have to tell.
Like I asked all of you. Like I asked all of you. Okay, can you give me examples from your lives where you have noticed yourself or someone around you being literal and someone around you being inferential? So you're asking the same questions to them. Are we all good till here? Yes, no?
Yes.
Pakka?
Yes.
Okay. So can I break all of you into breakout rooms so that you can practice this with each other? So what you're going to practice is explaining to each other the how we receive information bit, and explain it the way you will explain it to the client with details. that now we are going to talk about how we receive information. How we receive information can be either literally or inferentially. By literally, what I mean is, for example, I gave you the example of, have you ever come across someone जहाँ पे आपने literally किसी को बोला था कि you are looking good today, but they took it like in a different way. They asked you सीधे बोलना काम क्या है, so they were being inferential. And have you ever been in a situation where you sarcastically told someone you are looking good today, but they couldn't understand the sarcasm and they took it literally and they said thank you to you? That's being literal. Notice ever a situation जब आपने आपके अगर clients के बच्चे हैं तो कि आपने अपने बच्चों को या मेड को कभी बोला है कि कपड़े फोल्ड करके रख देना, वो जहां पे बोले थे वहीं फोल्ड करके रख दिए उन्होंने. आप चाहते हो कि मेड आपको सब्जी बनाने में हेल्प करे, आपने मेड को बोला कि अच्छा सब्जी काट दे, तो उसने सब्जी काट के रख के चले गए, उसने दिमाग ही नहीं लगाया कि मुझे खाना बनाना भी आ गया. एंड देन यू हैड अ फाइट विद देम लेटर ऑन कि तो को बनाने नहीं बनता है. एंड शी इज लाइक, पर आपने तो बोला था काट के जाना, तो मैंने काट दिया. Is this clear for all of us? So is there any question on this? Yes, no? Explain it to the client, take the examples from the client, and then explain them the three factors: that trust, level of interest, and mental exhaustion.
Can I have a question?
Mona ji, boliye.
Nitin, I had a question here.
मोना जी, आप कुछ बोल रहे थे पहले.
जी ये सब हमको सिर्फ अभी तक एक्सप्लेन ही करना है क्लाइंट को. उसको कहीं पर भी उसकी जो प्रेजेंट प्रॉब्लम, जो करंट प्रॉब्लम है, उसे कहीं पे भी कनेक्ट नहीं करना है इसको.
नहीं, आप कहीं कुछ भी कनेक्ट नहीं करें. ऑल ऑफ दिस इज बीइंग टोल्ड टू देम लाइक एन ऑब्जेक्टिव मॉडल. द क्लाइंट इन द कॉन्वर्जेशन विल टेल यू कि हाँ, मैं अपने एरिया में ऐसे लिटरल हो जाता हूँ, मेरा पार्टनर ऐसे इन्फरेंशियल हो जाता है. सो when they want to share, so जब मैंने आपको बोला ना अभी एग्जांपल्स के लिए, there ask clients for examples about literal and inferential, वहां पे वो लोग आपको बताएंगे कि हाँ, मैं ना इस एरिया में लिटरल हो गया था और यहाँ पे मैं इन्फरेंशियल था, मेरे पार्टनर लिटरल इन्फरेंशियल थे, इसलिए हमारे बीच में झगड़ा हुआ था. So that connection is what you're allowing them to make every time you ask them कि अच्छा आप अपने हिसाब से मुझे बताइए ऐसा आपके साथ कब हुआ है. And you can do that in every model. तो जब हम लोगों ने लव लैंग्वेज की बात की, आप लव लैंग्वेज एक्सप्लेन करके क्लाइंट से पूछ सकते हो, have you noticed any conflict like this happening in your life between you and your partner because of differences in love languages?
Okay.
And they would
So
explain
you have
it.
to pick up cues from there.
You are not picking up anything, you are letting them speak. They will speak, they will pick up the cues. उसके बाद जब आपने उनको बोला है कि इस हफ्ते में आप ये होमवर्क करके लेके आओ, कि कहाँ पे किस एरिया में आप ज्यादा कंप्लेन करते हो, किस एरिया में आपके पार्टनर ज्यादा कंप्लेन करते हो, अगले सेशन में आपको सीधे लव लैंग्वेज लाके बता देंगे. So as far as possible, don't interpret anything on your part. You are asking clients questions so that the client can get clarity, and then the client can answer you their clarity. You don't have to provide them with clarity. You would have to ask them questions so that they get clarity. Mona ji, does that answer your question?
Yes.
So sir, love जिसका तो समझ आया कि डिफरेंट लव लैंग्वेजेस हैं तो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आता है. सो दिस कम्युनिकेशन जो लिटरल एंड इन्फरेंस है, इसमें डिफरेंट है तो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट आएगा.
वो आप लोगों ने एग्जांपल में बताया ही था ना, when someone said कि there are times when a partner so let's say, okay, so kitchen example, let's say Misbah wants me to keep everything in the refrigerator which is related to eatables, right? She tells me दूध फ्रिज में रख देना. मैंने दूध फ्रिज में रख दिया, पर कल बाकी सारी चीजें खराब हो गई. Now is there a chance that Misbah and I'll have a fight because of this? There is. तृप्ति आपकी आवाज कट गई, सॉरी, वापस से बोलेंगे.
So you mean to say कि you were literal and Misbah was inferential कि आप समझ ही लोगे. Misbah expected you to be inferential.
Misbah was not inferential. Misbah expected me to be inferential.
हाँ, that's what I'm saying. She expected you to be. So this expectation brings the conflict. क्योंकि आपने तो वही करा जो बोला.
Correct.
लेकिन उसकी expectation थी वो पूरी नहीं हुई. Right?
Correct.
So the expectation word is important for the other part.
what is important is realizing that the partner is literal, so that the next time when you speak to them, you speak to them literally. See, what you're doing is you're helping people change the way they communicate with each other. जैसे love languages में हमने क्या बोला था, when there's a conflict and you want your partner to feel better, and if your partner's love language is words, then use words. It doesn't matter what my preference is. If I want my partner to feel better, I have to use the partner's love language, right? So I'm teaching the client to speak in a way which is different from the way they were speaking earlier. Now, similarly, if I know my partner is literal and I want them to understand something, there is really no point myself beating around the bush and speaking inferentially, क्योंकि उसको नहीं समझ में आएगा. उसकी जगह it's better for me to give them directions literally, right? Similarly, if
How the partner receives and how the partner, you say, one is receiving and one is giving.
correct, but giving के ऊपर अभी हम नहीं आए. Giving के
Giving
ऊपर
we
we will
didn't
come
talk.
later on.
Yeah.
How is receiving?
So we are only focusing on receiving right now.
Like,
हाँ सिमोनी बोलिए.
yeah, so एक बार ऐसा केस था कि like कोई जोक क्रैक किया हस्बैंड ने, जैसे कि आता है ना कि आज सिल्वर जुबली एनिवर्सरी है, मुझे कहाँ ले जाओगे, तो हस्बैंड ने बोला कि किचन में, वो तुम्हारे लिए सबसे नई जगह है, काइंड ऑफ. सो दिस जोक वाज इम्प्लाइड टू हिज ओन वाइफ. तो वाइफ ने एक एग्जांपल के तौर पे यूज किया, दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ मेंटालिटीज ही हैज फॉर मी इन स्पाइट ऑफ मी डूइंग अ लॉट ऑफ वर्क. और उसने कहा मैं वाकई में जोक कर रहा था. एंड द वाइफ हैड like a lot of examples कि हर बार उसके jokes ऐसे ही होते हैं कि I'm not doing work, I'm lazy and I'm careless. तो कभी पॉजिटिव जोक्स क्यों नहीं होते? एंड हर बार ऐसे ही पैटर्न के जोक्स अगर वो क्रैक करता है, तो हाउ एम आई सपोज टू टेक इट ऑलवेज एज अ जोक? व्हाई कांट आई टेक इट कि उसकी मेंटालिटी ऐसी है इसलिए ऐसे जोक्स निकल रहे हैं? सो एट दिस पॉइंट सर काउंसलर क्या करेगा? लाइक
कुछ नहीं करेगा. The point is, what they are saying is, I think my partner is doing intentionally to make me, to taunt me. I am telling the client this is the way people are, and right now I'm still not talking about giving out information. I'm only talking about receiving information.
Receiving.
So if depending upon who my partner is, correct. So depending upon who my partner is, let's say the husband comes to me as a client. Then I would tell the husband that probably you will need to change the way you are communicating with your partner, because that's in the husband's control, right? That you have to realize she's a bit literal, so she will take things literally. Now if the wife comes to me for a session and the wife tells me ki Nitin, every time he says something like this, he's taunting me, right? I will ask her that have you ever tried taking it in a slightly different way where probably he was being inferential, and see how the conversation flows. So can we experiment this one time, that the next time when you meet him, तो घर जाके I am hoping that you will meet him, but the next time when you are in that situation where he says something like this to you, right? Tell me, if you were to take it inferentially that he's actually joking, how would you reply to this? She gives me a way of replying, right? And we help her apply it and see how the conversation flows. If the conversation actually flows funnily, okay, the chance.
Sorry, ये पीछे का पार्ट समझ में नहीं आया जो what you said ना कि next time when the client comes again and if the wife comes again, उसके बाद क्या कहा आपने?
Okay, so the next time, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Correct. So the next time the partner, so let's say the wife is coming to me.
Yeah.
The wife has told me that Nitin, my partner says something like this again and again, and I think he means it, right? I've explained to them literal and inferential now. So my question to the client is there a better way of resolving the situation if you were to learn to receive this information inferentially?
Okay.
Okay. The question is not what he means. That you and I are assuming. The question is, how do you want to interpret? So there are two ways. One is either you can talk to him and ask him what he really means. Correct? If she says,
So
all right, so I'll ask
so-
him. So when you asked him, what did he say? He said, कि नहीं मैं तो मजाक कर रहा था. I did not mean it. Right? So now if you've asked him this and he's telling you that I did not mean it, right? Then either agree with that, or if you're going to tell me that no, Nitin, I don't want to accept what he says, then you are assuming something.
Yeah.
So whether you want to assume he was being literal or whether you want to assume that he meant it or he was joking is your choice. Which interpretation will give you greater peace?
Yeah, so आपका कहने का मतलब है we should show direction to her where she can program her mind not to get into much deeper and accept if he's telling it this was inferential, and if you can accept it as an inferential, then it can give you a better peace or a better quality, right, sir?
No, Simone. So we are not giving a direction. I am not the one telling her that you need to take it inferentially so that you can get peace. I'm asking her which of the two interpretations will be better for you. That's for her to decide what she wants to say. If she wants to say, I still want to take it literally and feel extremely bad about it, that's a choice that she has. Right?
बराबर.
But it's rare for a client to ever make that choice, because the moment they understand the difference between literal and inferential, they realize that maybe I'm making a big mess out of something which is really small.
सही बात है.
But
Okay,
you are
okay.
not the one telling them कि नहीं आपको inferentially लेना चाहिए. That's not my decision to make. It's the client's choice to make whether they want to take it literally or inferentially. I can tell them that when information is given to people, and information can be received literally, it can be received inferentially. Now you have to check whether how you are receiving information right now and the way you are receiving it, is it helping you or is it hurting you? And you have to choose how you want to
mute
follow.
everyone because there's a lot of back noise.
एक second.
Oh, sorry.
So once you receive that information, it's your choice whether you want to take it literally or inferentially, depending upon how it influences you. So if the client says, no, currently I take it literally, it makes me feel really bad. What was our original wish statement? I wish to feel better in my relationship. So if your current way of receiving information is making you feel bad, what is the way of resolving the problem? I need to learn to take it inferentially. That I can help you, that I can learn to do. Okay. But the choice is the client's choice. It's not my choice. I am only providing them with the options, because that they are not aware of, that people can take in information literally or inferentially. Right? Plus remember, we are also going to go ahead with explaining how people give out information, where probably she'll be able to understand her partner better. But we are going step by step right now, where we've spoken about love languages to understand whether they understand it or not. Now we have spoken about how people receive information, and in the next session we'll talk about how people give out information, because you also want to break the information into small chunks that client can digest. So this is where your second session comes to an end.